So once you've narrowed down all your choices for domain names, you should be left with one, and your screen should look very similar to mine. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how to purchase a domain name through GoDaddy. You think it'd be easy, but they try to sell you all kinds of stuff. And not only purchase it, but then point it to a name server. And a real quick explanation of what a name server is. A name server is basically the internet's phone book. And when you type in, for example, dogtrainingpath.com, the name server information that GoDaddy has on file will tell the internet where to find the files for your website. Now, I'm going to include some information about a name server beneath this video, but the only thing you really need to know about name servers is that each domain name has to be pointed to a name server. Okay, so we're going to continue now. Your screen should look similar to mine with one domain in it. Of course, you could buy more if you wanted to, but just start with one. We have Dog Training Path, and you're going to click on search. Now, you're not going to get that error message anymore. Remember that yellow box that said like they were all taken, because that one domain name is available. And so if you don't have a GoDaddy login, you don't have a GoDaddy account, you're going to log in over here. We do, so we're just going to log in over here, but after this it'll be the same thing. So our login information is here, and here's our password. And log in and continue. Okay, so here's the first thing they try to sell you on, is registration length. I always change this to 1 year, because you're going to be flipping this probably, well, typically we flip it usually the same day, but for this course it'll probably be in a few weeks, and so you don't really need to go out to 5 or 10 years. It's just an added expense to you, so just keep it at 1 year. And then right here it says set name servers. See, hosting these domains elsewhere, set name servers. Click on that. Now, by the time you're done with this coaching process, you're going to have your own name servers. But for right now, I want you to use ours. And we're going to set you up with some free hosting so that you can experiment with on. And then later in the coaching program, you'll get your own. Now, if you are an advanced user and you have your own server and your own name servers, use them. But if you don't and you're a beginner, I want you to use ours. And here's ours right now. And it's all in caps. NS1. And then in the middle box, 01131962 and .com. Okay, and that's in box number 1. In box number 2, it's essentially the same thing, except the first part is NS2. 01131962 com, and we click continue. And your privacy and domain name protection, you know what, you don't need any of this stuff. So just make sure that none of these are selected. And let's scroll down and click continue. And they ask you more stuff. Make sure none of this stuff is selected. So you don't need any of this. You don't need any of this. And just click checkout. Okay. This is actually telling us that we have some domain names expiring, but so we're just going to skip that and continue to checkout. And so once we get here, we see that we have one domain name in our cart. That's Dog Training Path. You're obviously going to have your own. Domains 1 year, and public is fine. And the total price of $10.87. Now, we actually have a little code that we use all the time, and that is OYH7, and then hit apply code. And you see it went from $10.69 to $7.49. Savings of about $3. Now that's not a lot, but when you're buying just tons of domain names all the time, that little code will help you out. So I'm gonna type it again. I'm not gonna hit the button. OYH7. Okay, don't forget that. That's a great little code, and we've used it for months and months and months and months, and it's always worked. You know, we've done this over 100 times, and so keep using that domain name, that promo code. So scroll down, and here you're going to pay however you want. We actually have a PayPal account on file, and we're going to, obviously, if you want to read all the terms of service, by all means, go ahead. I don't think we ever have. I have agreed, yeah, and then continue and check out. And here's the last step. Enter your billing information. That stuff just comes along because we have an account. You might need to type that in if this is your first time. Account number is our PayPal account, that's fine, and then place your order. And here's it asks you to just verify with a little code here. 6320, verify. All right, thank you for your order. And your customer number, your order number, all that stuff. Make sure that you don't buy any of this stuff. They try to sell you a lot of things, but you don't need really any of it. So that's how you buy a domain name, and the name server is set. And so the next part is going to be logging into something called cPanel, to install WordPress, but we'll get there next time. So just go buy a domain name, and what I want you to do is there's going to be a form underneath this video, and it's going to have a box that says your domain name, because we're going to hook you up with some free hosting, but we need to know what your domain name is. So after you buy it, underneath this video, type your domain name, and then we will set you up with some free hosting, okay? Have fun.